Kasparian, a host of the Young Turks podcast with over 5 million subscribers on YouTube, discusses a variety of topics on the Iced Coffee Hour podcast. She starts by expressing her changing views on traditional wife duties and the equality of men and women in 2024. Kasparian reflects on her debates with Shapiro and others, highlighting the importance of engaging in civil conversations with people who hold different beliefs. She notes that while she may disagree with her opponents, having a respectful discussion can lead to a better understanding of different perspectives. She values the opportunity to present her views to audiences who may not typically hear them. Kasparian shares that she has recently changed her mind on various issues, particularly concerning criminal justice reform. She expresses concerns about the direction of the left in terms of handling violent offenders and the impact of decarceration policies. She believes in rehabilitation for individuals struggling with drug addiction, but emphasizes the need for appropriate measures to ensure public safety. Kasparian discusses her dedication to researching and understanding political topics, even outside of her work hours. Kasparian listens to a variety of political podcasts, including both liberal and conservative perspectives, to broaden her understanding and challenge her own beliefs. Kasparian's involvement in politics began after the events of 9/11, sparking her interest in advocacy and social justice issues. She demonstrates a passion for addressing systemic injustices and advocating for marginalized communities. Kasparian's commitment to civil discourse and engaging with diverse viewpoints reflects her dedication to promoting informed and respectful dialogue in political conversations. Transitioning to a career in journalism, Kasparian discusses her passion for media and journalism, which stemmed from watching Barbara Walters on ABC's 2020 as a child. She emphasizes her desire to pursue journalism and media from a young age, leading her to take on various roles in the field. Kasparian reflects on her experiences at the Young Turks, highlighting the organization's hands-off approach to her opinions and beliefs. She expresses loyalty to the organization due to the respect and freedom she has been given in expressing her views. Despite facing criticism and backlash, Kasparian remains committed to providing accurate information and being honest with her audience. The conversation shifts towards the topic of inclusive language, specifically in relation to the transgender community. Kasparian shares her concerns about certain language choices, such as birthing person, and the impact it can have on communication and understanding. She acknowledges the importance of inclusivity, but also raises questions about the effectiveness and implications of certain terminology. Discussing the backlash she received for her views on language, Kasparian delves into the challenges of navigating criticism and maintaining a thick skin in the face of online attacks. She emphasizes the importance of staying true to herself and prioritizing accuracy and honesty in her work, even when faced with opposition. Moving on to the issue of homelessness in California, Kasparian expresses her love for the state's natural beauty, but highlights the failings of government policies in addressing the homelessness crisis. She criticizes the lack of action in providing adequate housing and support for homeless individuals, pointing out the dire living conditions and mental health challenges many face. Kasparian advocates for a more proactive and compassionate approach to addressing homelessness, calling for better access to mental health services and housing solutions. She stresses the need for a federal response to the issue, highlighting the disparity between the treatment of homeless individuals and the regulations imposed on working Americans. Kasparian highlights the role of corruption within the system, pointing out that government grants often end up in the hands of friends and family of elected officials through nonprofit organizations. These organizations, instead of addressing the root causes of homelessness, misuse the funds for personal gain. Kasparian also discusses instances where government-funded facilities meant to shelter the homeless remain vacant due to issues such as mismanagement and corruption. The conversation delves into the underlying factors contributing to homelessness, with Kasparian emphasizing the prevalence of mental health issues and drug addiction among the homeless population. She argues that addressing these issues is crucial to effectively combating homelessness, and calls for a focus on providing mental health treatment and support services to those in need. The topic of rent control is also touched upon, with Kasparian acknowledging the importance of rent control in providing stability for tenants, but also pointing out its drawbacks. She mentions how rent-controlled units can discourage tenants from moving, limiting opportunities for mobility and potentially leading to a shortage of rental units. Kasparian also discusses the impact of rent control on landlords, noting that some may neglect property maintenance due to limited financial incentives. The conversation shifts to the issue of squatters' rights, with Kasparian expressing her disapproval of laws that protect squatters at the expense of property owners. She highlights cases where squatters have taken advantage of loopholes in the law to occupy properties illegally, causing distress to homeowners. She mentions instances where landlords have faced challenges in evicting squatters due to legal complexities and inadequate enforcement mechanisms. The challenges landlords face in evicting tenants, whether squatters or legitimate renters, are discussed, with Kasparian pointing out the lengthy and cumbersome eviction process in Los Angeles. She emphasizes the need for a more streamlined eviction process to address issues of non-payment or lease violations promptly. The conversation touches on property tax laws, specifically a recent ballot initiative that had unintended consequences for property owners. Kasparian reflects on the importance of understanding the full implications of ballot initiatives before voting, citing past regrets over supporting measures that had unforeseen negative impacts. Kasparian shares her perspective on gender roles and relationships. She mentions that while she enjoys traditional gender roles, such as cooking and cleaning for her husband, she also values her independence as a career-oriented woman. She believes that individuals should have the freedom to choose the gender roles that make them comfortable. She also talks about the importance of complementary opposites in successful relationships, where two individuals with different traits and interests can work well together as a team. Kasparian discusses her political views and how she doesn't align completely with either the left or the right. She expresses concerns about the current state of the left, highlighting how extreme views are often overrepresented on social media. She emphasizes the importance of focusing on economic issues to build a broader coalition rather than engaging in divisive rhetoric. She also talks about the shift in cultural and political attitudes, with more individuals moving towards conservative principles. She believes that being open-minded and seeking truth is essential in political discourse. Kasparian addresses the topic of gender equality and expresses her belief that women and men are currently equal in society. She mentions the progress made by women in the workplace and the importance of treating everyone with dignity and respect. However, she also raises concerns about the loneliness crisis among men, noting that changing gender roles and societal dynamics may contribute to feelings of isolation and disorientation. She emphasizes the need for more research and understanding in addressing this issue. Kasparian reflects on the Me Too movement and its unintended consequences, particularly in the realm of social interactions and dating. She discusses how some women's outspoken views during the movement may have inadvertently created a sense of fear or hesitation among men in approaching relationships. She advocates for kindness, understanding, and clear communication in all interactions to prevent misunderstandings and promote healthy relationships. Throughout the podcast, Kasparian shares personal anecdotes and experiences that have shaped her views and beliefs. She discusses her journey towards being more open-minded and understanding towards different perspectives, highlighting the importance of empathy and generosity in engaging with others. She acknowledges her own growth and evolution in thinking, moving away from rigid ideologies towards a more nuanced and balanced approach to social and political issues.